Hello again. Today I had some chicken tenders in the fridge. They're pre-washed from yesterday and salted, so I have to use them up. So I was trying to come up with what to make with them, and teriyaki chicken just kind of popped into my head. And although for teriyaki chicken, as I read, it's better to use thighs, this is all I had, so I'm just gonna use it. So I learned something interesting. I read the recipe and it called for soy sauce, vinegar, and brown sugar. And nowhere did it say to use teriyaki sauce. So I was wondering if I was reading it correctly. I went back, reread it again, and then went to the back of the bottle of this guy and noticed that these are the ingredients in teriyaki sauce. So basically, you can either make your own or use a store-bought. I mean, it has some other ingredients as well. But, either way, your kitchen, your cooking. Experiment, why not? So we're going to be experimenting with our own. I'm going to put this guy back in the fridge because I've already used it. So I want to try something new. Another thing that I read is that a starch and some water can thicken up the sauce. So in case your chicken is not really being coated well, this is something that you can use to fix that. So let's get through it and I'll let you know the proportions that I'm using. Okay, so we're gonna start on the sauce. It calls for 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay. 3 tablespoons of vinegar. And 1/4 of a cup of soy sauce. Whisk it all together. Okay, so here I put 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, and I'm gonna dilute it with 2 teaspoons of water. Cornstarch. The recipe calls for cornstarch, but I don't have cornstarch. I have tapioca starch, so I'm gonna be using that. It says to use this if needed to thicken the sauce. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need it. Because I've tried to make this before and the sauce didn't thicken. It was pretty liquidy, as I have here. So I'm gonna dilute this one. Okay, so this is how it looks diluted together, just like a milky type of mixture. So the only thing to do is to get the chicken on the pan now. Okay, my pan is ready. I'm gonna transfer the chicken. I'm gonna continue doing this. The chicken's on the pan. Make sure it's cooking through because most recipes say that once the sauce goes in, it's about 2 to 3 minutes. So just make sure it's cooked well. All right, it seems to be doing well. I broke up the pieces directly in the pan with my spatula. I didn't want to be playing around with raw meat. This is just a quick and easy way of doing this, also to check on the readiness. I'm gonna come in with 2 cloves of garlic and 2 pieces of ginger sliced. The recipe calls for minced, but I just want to infuse the flavors. I don't directly exactly want to put that in. The recipe says it's optional. You could use one or the other, or both, or leave it out altogether. But I do like the flavors, so we're gonna put that in. Cook a little bit and then add the sauce. Okay, I'm gonna start adding the sauce. There's some sugar on the bottom. I tried to mix it in, but it's all right. I guess it's gonna come together. It looks delish. Okay, coat all the chicken. So they said that if it's too thick, you can add some water. If it's not too thick, if it's thin, You can definitely go ahead and add that starch mixture. I don't know. I'm gonna let it cook for a little bit and see how it is. I didn't realize that the brown sugar may be contributing to the caramelization. And it may actually be thick enough. We'll see. It looks pretty good for now. Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna go for it. I think it does look thick enough, but it doesn't seem like it's coating the chicken. So I'm gonna do the cornstarch. Believe it or not, never added it before to any of my sauces. So, you know, what's the worst that can happen? Let's see. If anything, we'll add some water. Alright, let's mix this together and see what happens. Ooh, see it instantly. Instantly, I gotta reduce the heat. Wow. That's amazing. Okay. I'm taking it over the heat. Now that is teriyaki sauce. That is amazing. So that's the secret. Big finish. Okay. There you have it. If you have any vegetables that you may want to add to this, that should have been done before we poured in the starch. But yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, let me plate this and I'll show you how it came out. So this looks absolutely amazing. I'm surprised myself. Teriyaki chicken at home.